TopLeague Training and Business Consulting was founded in the year 2020 with a vision to take training worldwide by a group of 40 professionals from varied industries, both from India and abroad. And this participates to CNTR. PTS was conceived and we started rolling it out from the January 1st, 2021. And till date, we have given more than 50 programs on this platform. Many participants have shared their knowledge and expertise to a wider community, as is the aim of us. And we wanted to honor the community, and so we propounded this World's Best Trainer Award. Today we are on the 4th day, and 4th day we have a person who's going to open the show. Let me introduce the first presenter of the day to you all. Today's first presenter is an independent full-time trainer in Sri Lanka. He has 10 years of training experience, including Singapore. He has conducted a number of in-house and online trainings in Tamil and English in customer service, sales and marketing, MDRT motivation, soft skills development, and many others for leading corporates in Sri Lanka. We are really happy to have a person from our neighboring country and one who is very, very close to my place, that is Chennai. Sri Lanka is very close from here and is close to my heart too. May I take the pleasure of welcoming Mr. Prashanthan Thurairaj to give his 4th day's first presentation. Welcome, Mr. Prashanthan.
Thank you, Mr. Durga Prasad. Thank you so much. Good to see you all. Good to meet you all at this particular platform. Now I am trying to share my screen. So please go to the chat box. Go to the chat box and put it Y, capital Y. If you can see me clearly, if you can hear me clearly, if you can see the screen clearly, put it in the chat box Y, capital Y. Capital Y. If you cannot see, if you cannot hear, please put it capital N. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you, Sheshatri. Thank you, Daniel Jacob. Thank you, Ravichandran. Right. Thank you, Vijay. Right. So we can come to a conclusion that most of the people can hear me clearly, can see the screen clearly. So we can come to a conclusion that my side, the data and everything is perfect, right? So achieving excellence in customer service. So we can denote that one with the simple 4 English letters called AECS. So A stands for achieving, E stands for excellence, so C stands for customer, and S stands for service. So it's easier for us to remember the things. Now I'm playing a video, so please watch this video. Okay. Now my question, right? From this particular video, what you are trying to understand? You can put it in the chat box. Simply, you can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic. If your side is the volume and everything is perfect, then you can unmute your mic and you can speak also.
What is your question?
Thoughts are coming in, thoughts are going out. Thoughts are coming in, thoughts are going out.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see the chat box. Can't make out. Crisis, door opens many times. It's slide. Failure in business, can't make out. or not clear, he is confused, the person feels unpleasant, delete. Okay, thank you everyone for your comments in the chat box as well as through the mic. So in the customer service also, when the term the customer service comes, the companies, the organizations, the individuals, they think like this particular person, right? What happened? The door is opening, door is closed, so the person is waiting, right? The person is waiting. So the companies and the organizations also think that customer service, we can think later. We can think later. We can improve the customer service later. We can consider the customer service later. Even now with the COVID, Corona time, so we had to cut the budgets and everything. So this is the perception among the organizations and among the individuals. Sometimes they think like this. So we have to take the opportunity. We have to grab the opportunity to the ways in which we can develop the customer service. We can uplift the customer service to give the excellent customer service. So this is the right platform to think about how to achieve the excellent customer service. So within this particular 30 minutes, we are going to think how to achieve the excellent customer service. So here, different people are there, different people from different backgrounds. So some people can from the customer service experience, some people from a different experience, but you have to think that we all are in common in one point. Any guessing? Regarding the customer service, we all are common in one aspects. Any guessing? Yes, Mr. Sethi?
We all are customers.
Superb. Thank you, Mr. Rajiv, right? Rajiv Mania, right? So we all are customers for different business in different situations. So we can put two hats throughout this particular half-an-hour training from the customer service professionals' point of view as well as customers' point of view. So by putting these two hats, we can try to understand this customer service little bit more. So I'm again clearly saying that if you are giving the customer service, here I am not going to say that you are not giving the customer service. You are giving the customer service. If you are the bosses, your staffs are giving the customer service. But here we are thinking about achieving the excellence in the customer service, right? So very clear, right? So if you are clear about this particular concept, put it in the chat box clear. Put it in the chat box clear, everyone. If you understood this particular basic, put it in the chat box clear. Thank you, Mr. Muttu. Clear, right? Sheshastri, thank you. Clear. Vijay, thank you, right? So the achieving in the excellence in customer service, from this particular photo, we are trying to first understanding the customer. Who is your customer? That's the question we have to ask. Who is your customer? Not everyone your customer. So first you have to understand clearly who is your customer, right? Because we have to understand who is our customer, so we have to define who is our customer. So that's the basic step to achieving in the excellence in customer service. There's a saying, right? We cannot satisfying each and everyone. We cannot satisfying each and everyone. So who is your customer? So can you put it in the chat box? Who is your customer? Put it in the chat box. Who is your customer? Put it in the chat box. Who is your customer? Okay, Surendra say devoted customer. Muttu said MSME owners. Mr. Chidambaram says who pays. Okay, I like that answer, Mr. Chidambaram, right? Who pays? Our customers. Okay, right. Usha said public. Mr. Chidambaram said who makes repeated purchases. Wow, okay. That's another kind of a customers. Okay, thank you. Bharati said who is purchasing. So who bought from us or him? Thank you so much. So first we have to understand who is our customer. Then only we can think about special strategies, tactics to give to those customers. So what are the 3 profound factors of customer service? If you want to give the customer service, people are saying you have to consider about that, consider about this. So I'm asking, from your opinion, right? There's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. Be comfortable, be comfortable. I just want, from your own experience or from what you heard from others, what are the factors to consider to give the customer service? Can you put it in the chat box? What are the factors to consider in the customer service? At least 1 or 2 or 3. There's no right or wrong answer. Put it in the chat box. Okay, Sheshastri said, understanding needs. Venkat Janaki Raman says, make him feel welcome. Social service. Value and more for his money invested in us. Listen to him. Okay. Right. Meetings, they are requirements. Wonderful, wonderful. I like this audience. I like this audience. I really appreciate your answers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. These are the different views, which are the factors you have to consider. So the researchers and marketing specialists and customer service specialists found it that whatever you are giving these particular factors to consider for the customer service, we can put them into 3 letters, right? We can put them into 3 letters. So easy to remember, I put that particular words with the 3 letters as new, right? So we are going to consider 3 words which start from N, E, W. It can be different also. It can be in a different order also. So what does stand for N? Any idea? When we are giving the customer service, we are considering needs. So first we have to consider what this customer needs. Someone earlier said the requirement. Customer needs, what their needs. So we have to understand their needs first, right? At the same time, once we understand the needs, then we had to ask another question, W, that it for wants. What that particular customer wants, what they prefer, whether the option A or option B or option C, whether made in local, whether they want a broad item, whether they want a durable. So we want to find the particular customer's wants. So N, W, needs, wants. The third thing, nowadays, if you see most of the advertisements, rather than they speak an N, a W, needs and wants, they are speaking something about E. So any guessing about E? What we are looking for E from the customers? When we consider the customer best service, we want to give best E for them. What is the E? The word start with English letter E. Just guess. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, Durga Prasad said excellence. Okay, that's a good guessing. Sheshastri, empathy. Muttu said economic. Padmashri said expectation. Right? Experience. Right? When we heard these kind of words, everything nearly is there. So we can make them into the common word called emotions. So we have to treat the customers through their emotions. So emotional experience, emotions. So when the customers are coming, the particular customer service staff or the owners or the facilitators, right? We have to give them the experience. So I'm asking a small questions that if you want, you can unmute your mic and you can speak. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat box. Why you are visiting supermarkets? Supermarkets. Why you are visiting supermarkets? I'm giving an assumption. Yes, Mr. Chidambaram.
You can get everything in one window, and the atmosphere, ambience is very nice. Excellent.
Superb. Thank you,
Mr. AC, you can enjoy a lot of discounts, and you can also make a great purchase.
Superb. Thank you.
Yeah, that experience, I can touch and feel what I want. That experience is there, I can experience whatever I want.
Superb. Thank you, Mr. Muthu. Right? Thank you. Right? So that the key word is experience. Keyword is experience, because we can buy the same things near the shop, near to our home. Right? Within 5 minutes walk or 15 minutes walk, we can get it. But still we are going for the particular supermarkets for the experience. So Mainly the particular emotions, how we expect, how we feel, as you all mentioned. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your responses, right? So in the customer service, when you are giving the customer service, if you want to give the excellent customer service, you have to consider these three profound factors. What are the needs of your customers? What the customers wants, and how's their emotions. So these are the main factors when we are considering in the customer service. So what do customers expect? Right? What do customers expect? The customers expect, they are expecting from you is a treat, right? So it's an easy word, right? Treat. Normally you ask your friends, you ask your staff, or you ask your family members, well, what's the treat for me, right? So this TREAT, 5 letters, through the 5 letters, we are going to find 5 words. The T stand for, any guessing? T stand for any guessing?
Timely
You can
service.
unmute. Sorry?
Timely service.
Okay. Any other things?
Timely delivery.
Okay, fine. Any more things?
Tension free.
Okay.
Trust.
Okay, superb. I expected this particular word called trust. All the answers are correct, but for easy purpose, we put few words to easy to remember. So the customers, first they want the trust, right? For the treat, they want the trust. Customers are expecting a trust from you, right? The customers are expecting a trust. At the same time, the customers are expecting R from you. What is the R? Any idea? Any idea?
Respect.
Respect, reliability.
Okay, fine. Okay. Some more.
Right information.
Okay.
Response.
Superb, right? Customers are expecting a response.
Quick response.
Yeah, good response, right? Customers are expecting what time the training will start, what time the presentations has to be ready, what time the shop will be open, what time the shop is closed. So everything, the response is there. The customers are expecting a response, RE response. Then the customers are expecting an E. Earlier, someone in the participations already mentioned that particular word. The customers are expecting an E, empathy, especially during the COVID, Corona, this pandemic time, right? They are thinking, the customers are expecting that particular business owners or the particular staff think from their point of view. So it's more empathetic. So nowadays in the sales and marketing is highly demanding called empathetic selling. So we had to think from the customer's point of view. We had to achieve the target, we had to achieve the revenue, sales and everything. At the same time, we had to think about from the customer's point of view also. So the E is another thing is empathy. Then the customers are expecting an A. What the customers are expecting an A is called assurance. We already respond. We said that, okay, at this point, that particular product is not there. So we are going to give it to you within 4 o'clock, or we are going to give a home delivery within 24 hours. Means you have to make sure 24 hours means 24 hours. 4 o'clock means 4 o'clock. So that particular assurance should be there. The customers are expecting that particular assurance. So have you got a treat? Have you got the treat? Some letter is missing for that treat. What is the letter is missing for the treat? You can unmute your mic and you can speak. What is the letter you are missing for the treat?
T.
T. Yeah, super. Thank you. Right? You are expecting a T. So what that kind of a treat?
Timely service. Time.
Yeah, time. Yeah, that's fine. Timely service.
Technology.
So why we are
Technology.
right? Technology. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your attempts. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So here we put all those words into a one word that is called tangibles. So something can see, something can touch, right? So for that one, the customers are expecting the labeling. Or if there's any training, even though the trainer can speak through his experience, through his knowledge and everything, so we are expecting a kind of a PowerPoint, right? PowerPoint or multimedia presentation. So everything should be seen and visible. So the tangible should be there, right? So the customers are expecting treat. So if you are a customer, as a customer, do you expect this particular treat from wherever the big place you are going? I am asking you, if you are expecting treat, put it in the chat box treat. Everyone, put it in the chat box treat. If you are expecting treat, there's no compulsory, right? If you're expecting a treat, put it in the treat. Okay, super. Thank you, Muthu, right? Thank you, Mr. Muthu. Treat, right? Thank you, Mr. Chidambaram, right? Okay, when we are using the term, please put it in a bold letters because this is a mnemonic. This is treat is a word, but T-R-E-A-T, treat is a mnemonic. So each letter denotes a different words, right? Thank you so much. I like your appreciation, participation. Thank you so much. So customers are expecting a treat. For giving the treat, right? Giving the treat, that we have to understand that how to give a great first impression. We have to give a great first impression for the customers. So how we can make a great first impression? For that purpose also, I would like to create a word called smile. Why? When the customer service comes, everything, people are looking for a smile. So S-M-I-L-E is a 5-letter words. So each letter denoted different words. So earlier, when the customers are come to your business places, customers are saying that they are looking at treat from you. T-R-E-E-A-T, 5 letters words. Now smile, S for, any guessing? S for, please unmute your mic and speak for the time constraint.
Smile.
S can, huh?
Smile.
Super, right? Smile, simply, right? Smile, right? To get great first impression, smile, yes. At the same time, we had to think that we had to, M is a master. So normally master means we say bosses are masters, business owners are masters. So who is the person giving the business to you to develop your business, to make the income to your business? Who is the person? Is the customer. So we have to treat the customer as our master, customer as our leader, customer as our boss. So M. So next word is I for interest. So when we are showing the interest to the customers, we have tried our level best to show the customers that we are showing the interest to them. So we call interest, right? I-N-T-R-E-S, interest. Then to create first impression in the customer service, what is the L is expecting? Any guessing? Audience, please. Participants, please. L. Already someone said earlier.
Love.
What is it?
Love.
Huh?
Your customer.
Listen. Super.
Love.
Listen, right? Okay,
Love.
right? Listen, love, everything, right? So listen. So we have to listen to the customers. S-M-I-L. So have you got the smile? Have you got the smile? I am asking you, have you got the smile?
No, we want the
No.
E.
You want the E. Super. Thank you, sir. Right? So we want the E. That the E we call engage. So now the engagement is going on. No? Even though this is a virtual platform, even though I am from Batiklo from Sri Lanka, you are from India and different countries, that there's engagement is there in the customer. So in the customer service, we have to understand the organizational objectives, the business objectives, sales and marketing objectives. At the same time, we have to engage with the customers. So through this smile concept, we can create a great first impression. So I am asking you now, have you got the great first impression to make the excellent customer service? If you got it, put it in the chat box, smile. Put it in the capital letters word called smile. Put it in the chat box, smile. Smile. Put it in the chat box, smile. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chidambaram, sir. Thank you, Mr. Muthu. Thank you, Sheshatri. So smile, right? We got smile. So by creating the smile, we can get with the excellent customer service. So to achieving the excellent customer service, we have to understand one customer is not a one customer. One customer with the networks and everything, one customer is equal to potential 100 customers. So we have to treat the customers, each and everyone excellent through the excellent customer service. So how to close the best customer service? So the customers expecting a treat. To give the treat, we have to make the great first impression. To make that, we make a smile. So to make a close, we can make the close through wind. W-I-N-D, wind. So W watchful. So we have to watch how the customers are expecting, what their needs, what their wants, how's their emotion. So we had to understand their body language also, non-verbal also. So we had to watchful. At the same time, we had to involve. So the customers have to understand that the particular customer service staff or the bosses or the particular relevant staff, they are involving in pleasant manner to give the customer service. So they have to understand involve. Then another one, we have to make sure that our customer services, our places, our way of conduct, everything should be neatness. So then only the customers will have that particular great experience. Then only they will pass this message to the outside world. So WIN, so we need a D, that particular D called details. So we have to give the details, right? This is the way you have to use it, or if any installment plan, these are the installment plan. If there are any special discount, these are the special discounts. If you are giving any loyalty cards, these are the loyalty cards. So these are the details you have to give, like an after-sales service. So we have to build up the relationship to make the customer service to the different excellent level. So this is the best way to close the customer service. So win. So the last, to achieving the excellent customer service, again, you already mentioned everything. So we had to listen. We had to listen to the customer, right? If anything, customer saying, even a complaint, or customer is negatively saying anything, so we have to listen with the open mind. So if we make any mistake, or our staff make any mistake, we have to make an apologize. To the customers, we have to make an apologize, right? Then why the customers are coming to us? They are coming for experience. At the same time, why the customers are coming to us? I'm asking you, why we are going to the different places?
Service.
Service, okay, that's fine. That's correct, service.
Sincere.
Okay.
Sustainable.
Okay. We are going,
Satisfaction.
sorry? Satisfaction. Okay. Okay. So we have to understand that since there are some problems for us, we want to find some solutions. We want to find some solution. That solution can be a good or services. That's why we are going to the businesses. So from the customer's point of view, from the business point of view, we have to solve their problems. Then only they will get excellent customer service from us. So we had to solve their problems. So finally, we have to thank them. So this is the excellent way to give an excellent customer service. So through this customer service, it's not a single point, it's a relationship building. So we have to keep maintaining to give them excellent service, to achieving the excellent service. We all can give the excellent service. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. Any questions at this moment?
Okay. DP, I can take
Or any knowledge sharings? Thank you. Thank you, Daniel, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Prashantan. Let us go for a poll now from the audience who have listened to the session. I'm opening the poll. We have 2 minutes to go and try to answer all the questions. There are 10 questions. You can scroll down to see all the questions. I'm just launching the poll now. Poll is on now. One more minute, one more minute. Ten more seconds to go. Thank you everyone for taking part. Thank you so much, Mr. Prashant.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I would now invite Mr. Daniel Jacob to share a few words on the program on persuasion.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Mohan Raju. Well, friends, this competition, the world's best trainers, is being financed by the TopLeague Training and Business Consulting through Mr. Arun Subramanian's Pay What You Want program. The program name is Persuasion, the Science of Shared Solutions. This is a 4-hour slice of his highly popular and successful 45-hour program, Who Are You Talking To? This program is based upon the research work of Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. In these 4 hours, Mr. Arun Subramanian will be discussing how the mind works, how to influence the subconscious mind, what are the pressure points which, when addressed, will get the desired results of behavioral change. So it's very clear, if you want to succeed in life and persuade people to do what you want, please attend this program. The program is on 25th of April, Sunday, from 10:30 to 12:30 pre-noon and 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Totally 4 hours of program, intensive program. Internationally, the entire program is priced at $1,500 US. So if this is taken into 4-hour account, it should be costing somewhere around 12,500 rupees. But you can join paying whatever you want. So kindly watch the video for more details. Over to the host. Please share the video.
Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Come, friends, join with me on my journey to conquer the world. Yes, you understood it correctly. Conquer the world. Wife, husband, or children. Peer, subordinate, or even your boss. Friend, foe, or a complete stranger. Believe me, no one is going to be immune to your charm and your ability to influence after you complete this workshop. That is a promise from me to you, from me, Arun, your success coach. Let us first understand, what is this video about? This video is a prelude to my program, workshop, Who Are You Talking To? In Who Are You Talking To, I will give you valuable insights, principles, and teach you tactics to influence people and get them to do what you want. Well, before going further, it will only be appropriate that we understand what exactly is this persuasion and why is it adjudged as the #1 leadership trait to succeed in life. The study and research of persuasion goes back 2,300 years. In the year 350 BC, Aristotle had made an observation. Rhetoric and elocution are the essential traits to become a successful politician. Since then, research has been going on the subject of persuasion and influencing people. Why? Because influencing people is all about bringing about a significant change in their beliefs, attitudes, intentions, motivation, and behavior. The necessity for all these was tremendously felt during Second World War, and research on persuasion took up real speed. But it was not before 1980s that any result could be got. Two psychologists, Kahneman and Tversky, propounded the unified theory of the mind and thereby gave valuable insights and techniques to influence the mind. Kahneman received the Nobel Prize for this work in 2002. Based on his research, my 42 years of experience and life coaching, I have compiled this workshop. Who are you talking to? Through this workshop, you will be able to conquer the world. You will be able to tame the wildest and motivate even the meekest. I am reminded of that great saying, the tongue can paint what the eyes cannot see, and what the ears cannot hear, the heart can feel. Come friends, join with me in this workshop and get ready to conquer the world.
The link will be provided. Kindly enroll yourself in big numbers so that we can really make this community very strong. Pay what you want. We sincerely look forward to your support in creating world's best trainers and improving the quality of the training industry globally. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in the Persuasion program on April 25th. Over to you, Mr. Mohan.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. For this evening, the second presentation, I am pleased to welcome Mr. Suresh Ramaratnam. Mr. Suresh Ramaratnam is a COO of Winspire Associates. With 32 years of experience in corporate world as a trainer and consultant, he is a certified organization development consultant. He is a national council member of Indian Society of Training and Development. He is a certified executive and wellness coach, the member of ICF Chennai chapter. He is a certified international trainer from JCI India. He is a member of International Society of Transactional Analysis and a master practitioner of NLP. It's a pleasure to have Mr. Suresh Ramaratnam here. So I invite Mr. Ramaratnam to come over and do the session today. Stage is yours, sir.
Can I be made co-host, please?
Yes. 1 minute, please.
Is my voice audible?
Just finding out your name.
Yes.
Okay, I have not seen the co-host. Hello? I need to become a co-host to share the screen.
Just a minute, sir. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm giving it to you. Yeah. You're done.
Okay. Shall I start? Thank you very much, friends. And first of all, I would like to thank TopLeague for this wonderful opportunity to identify the world's best trainer. And it has got global with the presence of Prashanthan from Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for coming here, sir, and also the other participants. I would like to place my gratitude for the last 3 days presenters who have done a great job in making this event memorable and ideal one. I just straight away go to the topic, serendipity, the joy, and it says expect the unexpected. Friends, look at this picture and put in the chat box what you are observing.
Newton's first law of motion.
Newton's first law of motion. Okay. What else?
Apple falling.
Okay, wonderful. Great, great. Do you know there had been something significant about this apple falling? Okay. The law of gravity was identified, this particular aspect of it, which I just want to highlight about. Okay. Now look at this picture. What is this word eureka? And this
I
picture
found it.
signify about it.
I found it.
I found it. Okay. What did he found? Can you just little elaborate what exactly happened in this?
He went to a bathtub. While he was bathing, the water came out. Then he understood the science behind it, and he
Displacement.
got the solution for his research.
Displacement and density.
Thank you. The law of buoyancy was identified, and it's a very great discovery. In fact, many of the ships today are there thanks to this law of buoyancy. What you will find is, what is the relationship between these two pictures is the question that you would ask connected with this serendipity. I'm sure this word itself is very intriguing, and some of you would know the meaning of it. Can I just have in the voice box what exactly serendipity you find it? What the term serendipity means? Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to see the chat box. Can anyone say what exactly it means? Okay.
Unexpected experience and discovery. In both the cases, they were unexpected and a good experience.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful explanation. The definition of serendipity is an unsought, unintended, or unexpected, but fortunate discovery and or learning experience that happened by accident. What you saw in Newton, as well as in case of Archimedes, was looking like an accident, a fortunate stroke of serendipity which was there. In fact, if you look into this word, those who are etymologists, this word was coined in the year 1754 by Horace Walpole, when he wrote a fairy tale which is titled The Three Princes of Serendip. What exactly happens is these three princes were making discoveries by accident, and they were not expecting, but there were a lot of success that they had in the journey, And that is exactly the word serendipity came. Accidents, discovery, miracles that happens. Yet another aspect of discovery, you will find that penicillin, we all know, changed the last century because it helps protect the mankind. So Alexander Fleming is the person who was doing a lot of experiments, and one day he has to go for vacation and he kept his petri dish with Staphylococcus culture. What happened is he forgot to clean it and he kept it in the table itself, and he went for a vacation, and by the time he came back, what he found was a surprise. He found that there was a penicillin mold that was there, and most important thing is there was no bacteria that grew near it. And he looked into it, and that's exactly where penicillin was discovered. And that gave a change in the human mankind and the medicine field. Serendipity. What do you see here? Can I just have some chat or someone tell here? What do you see here? Friends?
I use tree.
Tree, wonderful. There is a tree you are able to see. But my question once again is, can you see the root
No.
in this picture?
No.
No. Just because the root is not seen, can we say that there is no root for this tree?
Absolutely not.
Yes. The root is not seen doesn't mean the root doesn't exist. What cannot be seen need not be something that doesn't exist. In fact, many things we don't see, but we know that they exist also. Can you think of some examples connected with it?
God Almighty.
God Almighty, okay. What else?
Wind.
Anger and hunger.
Wind, air, many things are there, right? We know that X-ray, you can't see that, but you know that it is existing. Magnetic field, air, heat, the changes that's happening inside your body, the cell formation, many of the things are not seen, but you know that they exist, and that's why we are surviving. Why did I say this? It's the question that you'd ask about it. Once again, let me ask you to look at this. What do you see here? What do you see, gentlemen?
Spectrum.
Spectrum, that's wonderful. What exactly happened? Did white light suddenly become colorful? Is that the white light had the color, or the color suddenly emerged?
The white light had the color, and due to the disbursement, it happens. Disbursement.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Narendra Kumar, for all this. Yes, miracles do happen when you are ready for it and use the right tool. Here, the prism is the tool that's being used about it. Friends, you will find when someone is successful, people can easily say he's very lucky. But what they fail to understand is, it's a tip of the iceberg what they see. Success is nothing but a tip of iceberg. But what they fail to see is the dedication, the hard work, the sacrifice, the discipline, the failures he has undergone, the persistence he had, the disappointment, the sacrifices. All these things are not seen. Only people see success and say, oh, this guy is very lucky. This guy had something. If it's in a company, it's very easy to say he buttered the boss and he become very successful. But what people fail to understand is, yes, success in fact requires a lot of efforts. That's why I say luck is nothing but labor under correct knowledge. Okay. As I said, serendipity is unexpected miracles that happen. Yes, miracles happen when you know that the ideas is getting converted as thoughts, and the thoughts are turned into action, and the action gives the results. What exactly happens is every day we have thousands and thousands of ideas that's generated. But do you think that all these ideas are converted into deep thoughts? Are we reflecting on it and converting it? Is a question that happens. Some people do that. And even after that, you'll find that at the thought level alone, if you're there, it may not make any difference. You have to put into action, and that action, you have to persistently work on it till you get results. So the point I want to highlight is only action brings results. In fact, people say miracles do happen thanks to God's grace. But let me tell you, even God gives the boon only for those who work hard and do the penance. Otherwise, even the God doesn't. The God says, you walk one step towards me, I'll walk 100 steps towards you. Yes, friends, you have to take the first step. Even to have a luck, have 1 crore rupees, you have to buy a lottery ticket. Which means action is what is the only thing that brings results. That's what we need to understand about. Are you ready to understand the secrets of success? Say yes.
Yes.
So that we can move forward.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's look into it. There are several aspects which can help you successful. A few of them, in view of the paucity of time, we will look into it. Simon Sinek, a very great author, speaker, and a writer, said, if you want to become successful, find your why. It's a world-class book. It's a #1 bestseller in New York Times. If you have not seen, I would strongly recommend you to read this. He says that people actually work on what they have to do. They know what they have to do. They also know how to do it. But unless and otherwise they find the why, which is the purpose, you will not be able to make miraculous changes. Once you know the why, the how, the what, the when, the where can follow, so that you can be very clear about your purpose. Once the purpose is clear, success is almost going to happen because you would pursue your purpose. Matthew 7:77 in the Bible says, ask and it will be given. Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be open to you. What powerful words. Ask. Ask whenever you have doubt. Ask for help. Ask for reasoning. Ask for anything you want to find so that you will be given. Seek. Seek relationship. Seek friendship. Seek ideas and you'll find it. Knock the door so that you will be able to have whatever you want to have. It can be resources, it can be friends, it can be money, whatever you need it. Ask, seek, and knock so that you get it. One of the very key aspects of success is observation. Let me have an activity for each one of you. Here, I want to show you 2 pictures which look similar, but there are 6 differences. I'll just give 1 minute time. Can you just check whether you can identify the 6 differences? Can someone tell at least whatever they have identified?
Parrot's tongue is not there in the second picture.
Wonderful.
The rod in the box is not having the cap which is shining. Second one.
Wonderful. The knob is missing. Wonderful.
There is a difference in the light, the torch or whatever it is. It has got a small.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
That shovel central support.
Wonderful. Friends, in view of paucity of time, I'll just go through it. Look at this. The parrot tongue has identified already. The knob of this particular rod And
Yeah.
can you see there is a small ring that is there, which is not here?
Yeah,
You
okay.
see there is some writing here, which is not here.
Okay.
The shovel, as someone identified, and lastly the ring of
Earring. Earring.
firing. So very easy for us to clearly say both of them look similar, but a very careful observation is what makes you to identify the difference. Friends, the successful people are the people who are very careful and observant and alert, and they identify mean ones. When you keenly observe the small changes around you and the nature, and you're mentally ready, the big magic actually happens. As I told you, observation is the key to success. Röntgen could have accidentally identified X-ray where his wife's hand was there, ring he found her, but he didn't stop with it. If you would have stopped with it, then it would have been a chance. But what he did was, subsequently, he used his knowledge and experience and did several repeated experiments with putting his hands, asking his friends to do, and other aspects, and setting the conditions for innovation. And this is the concept behind the word serendipity. So serendipity is not about chance. It is all about careful utilization of his knowledge and experience so that you are able to make miraculous success. Is the application useful in our day-to-day life, or it is just something which is normal, you may ask? Let me highlight about one of the recent emerging trend, which is called as biomimicry. The field of biomimicry is a technological oriented approach which focuses on understanding nature and the lessons of nature and putting it into practice in day-to-day life. What are they? Let's see. The gecko, which is the lizard, has got a very firmness and with a grip which is used in training shoes. The bud, which is a plant which is sticky, from which Velcro came. The shark skin, from which the swimsuit came. The mold of ant hill within inside, where the cooling effect, irrespective of the desert temperature, outside temperature, whether it's hot or cold, today buildings are made. The kingfisher, from which bullet train, and looking at the way the eagle is flying, the submarines are all designed to make it much faster. Is it only in this? You can see more. Fractals. Fractals are designs that nature gives you. Fractals are the designs of the leaves, the designs of the mountains, the designs you can see in the ice flakes. All these things are put into buildings, architectures, and in construction business, so that you can have world-class buildings. So nature is a great teacher for those who are keen to observe. They say, as Vivekananda was saying, when the student is ready, the teacher emerges. When you are ready, the nature is prepared to teach you. The next aspect which I want to highlight is, are you prepared to be failing? No one has failed as much as Thomas Alva Edison. They say that he failed 999 times before he invented the bulb. What does he say? I've not failed 700 times or 999 times. I've succeeded in proving that these doesn't work. When I've eliminated the way that will not work, I find the way that works. So friends, be prepared to fail, but be persistent to learn from it and thereby become successful. Let me conclude this session with few points which I just want to highlight about. The luck favors the brave and those who put the efforts. As it said, without no efforts, there can be no success. In fact, You cannot see a shortcut for success. Be prepared to fail, but learn from failure. I tell you, many of the greatest people have all failed. Look at Abraham Lincoln, the president of the United States of America, or the current president, Joe Biden. You know how many adversities they have faced? Without adversity, there is no opportunity. They say that adversity is something which is an opportunity disguised. And when you have a curious mind and you're observant and you learn from what is going around you, let me tell you, you will find it great. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, very interestingly highlights connecting the dots. What does he mean by connecting the dots? He says that when I went to the college and I could not get the course I wanted, I went and studied calligraphy. At that time, I didn't understand why I learned calligraphy, but it was something which, when I look back, had made a great help for me, because when I had maths, when I look at the fonts, it is this pixels which is worked out. This actually fonts with the calligraphy helped me to design all these fonts, which made me successful. He is the one person, he founded Apple. What happened? He was thrown out of Apple, which you would be knowing. The company he founded, he was thrown out. He was shocked, he was disappointed, but he didn't stop. And you'll find that he went out and he was continuing to research, and he started another company called as Pixel. This Pixel was bought by Apple, and once again he joined Apple. Friends, every discovery, every new model of Apple is not an accident. It is a planned event. In fact, let us look at what we are seeing here. This platform where the world's best training is happening. Do you think it's an accident? How many of you know 5 months back, Mr. Arun Subramanian? How many of you know 5 months before TopLeague? Accidentally, probably we could have come down to this WhatsApp group. But there are many WhatsApp groups. Are we continuing with it? We found it interesting. We found value in it. And that is one of the reasons why we are here. So please understand that opportunities, when you're prepared to grab, you will find opportunities everywhere. When you want to buy a car, a particular model, do you think that you're finding that model everywhere seen? Share with me, sir. I want to buy an Audi car. When I go to the road, I see a lot of Audi models. Does it happen? Hello? Can I have some responses?
You seek for it, you will get it.
Yeah, thank you very much. When you seek for it, you get it. That's exactly what I want to highlight about and conclude this session. When you wake up to your power and snatch it back and work on yours, miracles do happen. So friends, let's not wait for miracles. Let's create miracles so the world looks at us. Let's make things happen. With this particular thoughts, I conclude my stopping my sharing, and I am open for any questions that is there for you to ask.
Okay. Right. You can run the poll.
Mr. Daniel?
Yes, Mr. Suresh.
If there is no more questions that is there, I hand over the floor back to you and the organizers, and I thank you very much for the wonderful MC work you have been doing. And thank you very much for this opportunity that you have given. And I hope people had some value in this particular session. Looking forward for listening and wonderful speakers. Really, the last 3 days has been very enthralling, and I look forward for more sessions for the next 3 months. Thank you. I hand over the floor back to the organizers.
Thank you,
Good
Mr.
day.
Suresh. Thanks a lot. Yes, over to you.
Yeah, I'm running the poll now for you, Mr. Suresh. I request all participants to please participate in this and vote for Mr. Suresh. Starting the poll now. One more minute to go. Those of you who haven't, please do it right away.
Yeah, thank you very much, all the participants, for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and also TopLeague. If there is any questions, yes, I would be very glad to answer you, because this serendipity itself is a term I'm sure many of you would have found it intriguing. I hope I did justice for this particular session. And yes, I wanted more interactions, and that's one of the reasons why I was very particular that at 25 minutes, I should close the session for 5 minutes interaction. If there is any questions, you can open and ask.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Suresh. It was a good presentation from you. So we will invite the third presenter for this evening today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is Ms. Satya Dhanakodi. I want to give an introduction about Ms. Satya Dhanakodi. Satya Dhanakodi is the CEO of Yogitya Academy. It's a school for dyslexic children. Certified trainer from Madras Dyslexia Association. She is an NIMHANS Bengaluru certified master trainer on stress management. Satya conducts stress management workshops for the police personnel of Tamil Nadu. She had authored articles on slow learners, which have been published in multiple newspapers and magazines. She has also defined policies on child protection. Ms. Satya is an educational consultant for Presentation Convent Schools in Chennai. Satya's signature program, Vanam Vasappadum, is an online well-being seminar, has touched the lives of more than 450 participants across the world. Ms. Satya has supported more than 1,500 dyslexic children in the last 10 years. I now welcome Ms. Satya to do this presentation for this audience today. Thank you. You're welcome.
Hello, Morgan, sir. I'm able.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yes. Able to hear me now?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Good evening all, and it is very happy for me to do my presentation here. And my topic today is how to teach according to the child's perspective. I'm a special educator. I'm working for dyslexic children for past 10 years. And I have learned a lot of things from students. And every time we always see, we always start to teach children according to our perception and perspective. But children are very smart. And COVID, now all the father and mother are becoming teachers. Yes. Because when I'm taking session in the online classes they're going on in my academy. So beside that, teachers and parents will be like sitting near to their child and they start to teach a lot of things to the children. So kindly mute. I'm getting some disturbance. So once one child enter into my class and that child is with difficulty, and I'm only working for learning disabled children. The children will be very smart. They'll have very good IQ level and they are very smart in their other activities, but they don't know to read, write and spell. That is what their problem is. So the child enter into my room and I asked the child to write A, small a. Immediately, the child wrote the capital A in the form of small a. The mother immediately corrected the child. Come on, you have to write small a. But the child is right. Yes or no? Yes? The child is. This is how we always think that we are right and children are wrong. So my center, Yogiti Academy, we have a logo called Every Child is Talented. And every child is talented according to their view and their form. And every time when we ask the children to do something with other than academics, they do excellently well. They do excellently well other than academics. And COVID gave a beautiful leave for them and a year leave. And now the children are saying, ma'am, please open the school, because parents are all the time they're saying to read. They are saying that you are playing all the time. And you have to understand one thing, that how these children are affected, the unheard voice of these children. That is what I'm going to talk about today. And the awareness, wherever I get a stage, I used to talk about this topic, the learning issues behind children, because we always think that only learning will bring the children to the higher level. Yes, absolutely right, but not marks. We always feel, and somehow today the news is like even engineering students can see the book and write the answers. So I feel so happy that my children will get a lot of opportunity. And last year, like all the children are passed. And for this children, I feel so happy. And this year also we are expecting the same. But what is, I'm sharing my screen. We'll see the screen now. Why children are very much talented and we are not ready to see that. What is learning? Learning is just understanding and expressing things. That's it. So they have to understand and express. That is what learning is. But we always very much bother about reading, writing, and marks. And that's why whenever there is a release of exam results or something like that, we get a lot of news, bad news, that the children are committing
Satya, madam.
suicide. Yes.
Sir, your screen share is not clear. Please extend it.
Yes, now?
Yeah,
Now?
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So here, these children have a lot of issues in reading, writing, and spelling. And even now, there are children. Recently, day before yesterday, I met a child who completed his 9th standard, came to me, and from a reputed school, and his age is like 17. He completed 9th. And again and again, he failed. He was not able to do his 10th standard. He came to me. And I told that boy to read a paper, a 4th standard book. The child refused to read that. Immediately he said, I don't know to read. The child is doing 9th standard. It is not about mark. It is all about the children need to understand and life skill and reading and understanding, comprehending, thinking, critical thinking, answering. All these things are very, very important for children. But we don't bother about that. We always think that marks, and somehow it stopped because all these atrocities will happen in 10th standard, night 10, 11 o'clock till class will be happening. Thank God for this corona. And sometimes nearly hundreds of parents will be near to the gate during the public exams. Thanks for corona, for all these things, it stopped. And learning difficulty is nothing. It is they learn in a different manner. Here, how to intervene, how to identify these children. Teachers always say that when I enter into the classroom, they say that, see, the parents are not at all supporting this child, and the child is also not doing any work. Immediately, parents will say that school is not doing well, and the scapegoat here is the child. And we always give a taboo that the child is lazy, the child is sitting with the computer, the child is having a lot of behavioral problems, something we are very good in complaining the children. But we have to understand what is their ability, what is their problem, what is their issue. There are a lot of unheard voice with these children. They don't like classroom. They don't want to, they love to understand from the teacher who they really understand their own perspective according to their own understanding. See, when a child start to read, the child have the capacity to understand, but reading itself, the sounds itself a problem for these children. And emotional struggle. The children they expect marks, and parents too expect marks, school expect marks, parents too expect marks, and it creates a lot of emotional problem within them, because as a parent, we have to tell them that you are talented, but you are good, you have a lot of talents in within you, but only with the marks, we say them that you are not efficient to do, you are not good in this, that child is doing, and you are not able to do. So immediately the child itself doubt, they have a self-doubt that whether I am capable to do or not. Today, this child who is in 17 years, he's sitting with the book and he's saying that, ma'am, I feel that I'm not capable to do anything because all my friends are doing very well. And I'm not able to read bus board or even any shop board. And there are many children like that. If you ask them, you don't know anything, you are studying in this standard and you are not able to see this. And this is a high question for them because they don't know. They try to hide themselves. And one child called Geeta, her name is changed here. He's an Anglo-Indian child. And this child will talk very nicely in English. And I met this child when she was doing 6th standard. And the child don't know to read, write, and spell. And I identified this child during her 6th standard. And when I identifying her, when I dictate her some words, the child hide herself and she don't want to show that answer to me. And I said, okay, no problem. And she was so timid and her face was like, she don't want to express her that she don't know. And I talked to the parents. We pulled the child out from the school and we made the child to understand according to her level. We gave a special education to her. And after 6 months, the child start to read. The child start to read and the child with her wide eyes open, she told me, ma'am, I can read now, with full of tears in her eyes. And that day I decided I have to work for dyslexic children. These children are non-attentive, they have confusions in sound. The reason behind this is they have a problem, maybe hereditary. The father will have problem in reading. Mother may have problem in learning. And they expect that I didn't do well in my studies, at least you have to do. How you can expect like that? So some children, they have a birth trauma, like delivery. During the delivery time, they have some issues. And that is also a reason for this. And some risky deliveries, immediate birth cry. The child don't have immediate birth cry, and this child will get a problem of learning issues. And negligence, like the child will be doing 1st standard and we think that the child is studying only first, why we need to give her the pressure. And 2nd standard, okay, next year we'll see, next year we'll see, next year we'll see. So the negligence, because of that, the child may not learn. And some children have issue in remembering and processing. And some children have figure ground problem. Figure ground problem is like the words will be there, the letters will be there, but they don't able to identify that in the right way. And some reversal problem like was as saw, they see, and God as dog, they'll read. Even now, the students, those who are doing 8th and 9th used to read like that. And remediation is the major problem solver for them. Remediation is like we identify the children from the classroom and we make them to understand from the basic, from the scratch. So the parents first, they don't accept how it is possible to pull the child out from the school. The child don't know anything. From 8 to 3, the child sit inside the classroom without knowing anything. But no problem, ma'am. Let him study in the school. I don't want the child to bring her out. But the child don't know anything, like even with basics. So parents' acceptance is the major problem here. And early intervention. So now the child who came to me yesterday is like 9th standard, doing 9th. And it is very, very hard for us to work with that child. But if the child is studying in 2nd or 3rd, it is easy for us to so that is the thing. And multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence is the one thing which will work with these children. These children may not learn well, but they have a very good visual memory and visual thing, like they do beautiful learning through visually. And kinesthetic is like children move around and learn. They want to touch, they want to feel it, and they want to learn. There are students who used to do we used to make them to understand in that way. And some children are spatial intelligence. They have a beautiful intelligence and spatial intelligence, and they do play very good chess, and they'll do a lot of artwork. The children may not know to read or write, but they'll do excellent artwork. And occupational therapy is needed for some children. More than occupational therapy, in ourselves, our culture gave a lot of occupational therapy to us, but we don't mind about those occupational therapy. We say that as Topu Karnam, we do before God Ganapati. So that is said to be super yoga. And super yoga is one of the beautiful brain gym exercise for children. And even Anga Adimel Adivaitu, step by step you walk inside the temple. So all these are occupational therapy, one of the exercises in occupational therapy. So all these movement therapies are included for these children to make them body mind conscious, to bring the body mind conscious to them, because they'll run, they'll see things, they go and hit in the benches or chairs, and they don't mind about what is before their table, and they'll not be organized sometimes. And it is like every time the mother have to say that you have to take your books, keep it inside your bag, and what is your homework. They never convey the things from the school to their parents, and all these things will happen. And some dyslexic legends are Tom Cruise, Richard Branson, Abhishek Bachchan, and here in Tamil Nadu, IRS Nandakumar, who gave a beautiful comeback for dyslexic. He's a dyslexic person. He's a school dropout. After dropping from school, he himself went into a private tutorial center, and he with lot of he was working side by side. He was working, he's earning money, and he was worked in Xerox shops and so many things he did. And at last, finally, he was able to identify that when he was doing his college, he was identified that he was a dyslexic. Somehow with consistent IRS and multi-sensory learning is like auditory learning, kinesthetic, tactile, and visual learning. So kinesthetic is touch, tactile is to some children, they're allowed to write, and they touch, feel, and they do. And visual and auditory, sometimes we used to record it in the mobile phone, and we'll give the answers to them, they'll learn and come. And they have confusions in D, F, T, P, Q, and not able to finish the task. If you give them a task, they'll do halfway some work, and they'll not do the work properly. And they understand the concept, but sometimes they have issues in concept understanding, like money, and money, as well as some children, they don't know to see time. And dysgraphia is one of the things, difficulty in writing. Often children erase, they have a improper gripping. They used to hold the pencil the wrong way, improper positioning the paper, and spacing issues they have. So dyslexia is a difficulty in understanding a language. So it is a neurological disorder, and these children have a lot of problem in their learning, and these children are not identified in the classrooms. So my dear friends, my concern is all about that. We have to help these children, and here so many people are here. When you heard something from your friends or from your family members, why not it is not just like that we are giving a title or something like that. No one is here like disabled or with a disability. There are people. One time I did a session for a visually challenged children. One child asked me a question: how to improve my focus? Really, I don't know how to answer for that child. So my dear friends, these children are highly intelligent, They know everything. They talk very well. There are a lot of actors with dyslexic. There are a lot of business people doing excellently well in this area. I'm trying to find out a skill-based work will improve them. Some children are doing very well in their graphic designing, artwork. And if it possible, I even share one of the child painting. It was too good. And the child wrote in a beautiful way. That so as a person, as a parent, you have to understand. Every time parents used to ask questions like, you finished your work, you
Madam?
sit properly, all the time. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, you go ahead with the presentation.
All the time you're seeing the TV, you're not doing your work properly. So all these complaints are our regular routine talk with our children, what you did with your child. We have our mobile phone and we tell our child to stop, put your mobile phone off. And nowadays, so the children are playing, entertainment, and or learning everything inside the mobile phone, and completely the children are detached from the natural world. What is happening? The trees are there, plants are there. They don't know anything. They are completely detached from the natural world. So we have to encourage children. We have to talk to them more than academics, marks. Learning is very important. Make them to understand. Give your ears to them. Talk to them. Understand when you tell that we have to. You have when children are fighting with some neighbor children. We used to say them that don't fight. So we say that you have to share things. So we talk about you have to be a giver, all those things. But are we doing to our children? Are we doing to our children? See, the children need their time. They don't know. See, when I asked my son to put off his mobile phone, he asked what I have to do next. Tell me what I have to do. So we don't have time. We don't have time to talk to them. We don't have time to express our feel. We don't talk about their ability. We always talk about their disability. We always talk about their minors. We always tell that you are playing, you are watching, you are doing that. But what is missing here? What we are doing to them? So that too in COVID, it is very, sometimes when I was taking class, the parents are beating the children. It is very horrible. They are beating. Mrs. telling that, why don't you answer that? Some children have a problem that if I ask that question, the children may not bring it immediately. They'll have a problem like to process. So the child need to process and bring out the answer out. Immediately, you can't expect that answer. And some children are very good people who are, they explain, they'll ask a lot of questions. Why question? They'll ask a lot of why question. We always say that you always ask question, please. Please leave me. I'm very tensed. I have a lot of work. Yes, we have a lot of work. We have to earn money. We have to work for our loans and everything. But more than that, the main picture of your life is your children, and we have to work for them and understand, listen to their nonsense word, then they listen to your senseful talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Satya, for this presentation this evening. Thank you very much. And we will run the poll for the audience to cast their votes.
Yes, I'm launching the poll now. Satya.
Daniel, is there time for interaction?
One more minute to go.
Yes, any questions?
Ms. Satya, let me first appreciate you for your presentation. And it's a topic very close to my heart. Just children who find it very difficult to write, how do you, what suggestions you just give to the parents? And how do you help them?
To write, to make them to write. Yes?
Am
I right?
Students?
They have problem in writing?
Yeah, they have problem in writing. So
writing in this,
what
writing in the sense.
methodology you do? Download.
What methodology we used to do to make
Probably
them to
they
write?
will write B as a D, D as a B. Lot of things do it, and this is part of dyslexic.
Okay. Yeah, I think there is no, I can't able to share, board is not there. Okay.
Not to worry, you just give your answer, you just got 3 more minutes.
Okay. So for example, for B, D confusions and PQ confusions, we always bring like when it is going to be B and D, I'll make it in their desk. So we paste that in their desk, in their writing desk, and whenever they get the doubt, we used to make them to do it. And sometimes we ask them to write it in their back with the fingers. So with the fingers, I ask the parents to write B in their back and ask them to identify whether they are able to identify that B, D, and P, Q, or what are all the confusing letters. For example, some children, they have issues in identifying R and L, T and F. So we used to do that. So better you can do that. And even sand writing, make the child to write in the sand. So all these methods are one of the method to bring out the, it will bring down their confusions. But some severity cases, they'll have issues. And
thank you very much for.
Thank you.
That is very rightly.
Thank you so much. And the other thing is that, Danny, my time is over.
Just 2 more minutes.
Okay. The other thing is that you can make the children to make it interesting when it is going to be learning. You can chunk and give the answers, like instead of giving the whole notebook or something like that, give only one particular question, or with 2 or 3 points. If the question is, you just make it cut it those points into 3 sheets. So we give the sheet to those children, finish this 3 sheets. It'll be easy for them to do, and make it interesting. And you give them the space to learn, and it is not immediately you can't fix this problem. So it takes its own time, and it is not a cure. It will not be cured. It is a conditioning process. We can condition this, and the children are beautifully, they'll do it. And that child whom I told, no, Veronica, now she's completed her 12th standard, and she's going to join her college. So that child whom I was talking about. So she's going to take psychology, and excellently, she's doing well in her academics now. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Satya, for having shared all your knowledge and information with the audience.
Thank you, sir.
I now call upon Mr. Daniel Jacob to share a few, information on Mr. Arun Subramanian's program, Persuasion.
Okay. Once again, my dear friends, I've been coming on screen many number of times, basically to tell you this is a platform owned by the contestants and the participants. Many things that is being done is initiated by them, supported by TopLeague. So this competition, World's Best Trainers, is being financed by TopLeague Training and Business Consulting through Mr. Arun Subramanian's Pay What You Want program. The next program is titled Persuasion, the Science of Shared Solutions. This is a 4-hour slice of his internationally popular programs, 45-hour program, Who Are You Talking To? This program is based upon the research work of Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. In these 4 hours, Mr. Arun Subramanian will be discussing how the mind works, how to influence the subconscious mind, what are the pressure points which, when addressed, will get the desired results of behavioral change. If you want to succeed in life, it's very clear. And if you want to persuade people to do what you want, please attend this program because persuasion is a leadership trait. The program, as you've been saying, is on 25th of April, Sunday from 10:30 to 12:30 pre-noon and 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Totally a 4-hour program. Internationally, the entire program is priced at $1,500 US. So this 4-hour program should be around 12,000 Indian rupees. But you can pay what you want. So for more details, kindly give your attention to the video that's being played now.
Come, friends, join with me on my journey to conquer the world. Yes, you understood it correctly. Conquer the world. Wife, husband, or children. Peer, subordinate, or even your boss. Friend, foe, or a complete stranger. Believe me, no one is going to be immune to your charm and your ability to influence after you complete this workshop. That is a promise from me to you, from me, Arun, your success coach. Let us first understand what is this video about. This video is a prelude to my program, workshop, Who Are You Talking To? In Who Are You Talking To, I will give you valuable insights, principles, and teach you tactics to influence people and get them to do what you want. Well, before going further, it will only be appropriate that we understand what exactly is this persuasion and why is it adjudged as the #1 leadership trait to succeed in life. The study and research of persuasion goes back 2,300 years. In the year 350 BC, Aristotle had made an observation. Rhetoric and elocution are the essential traits to become a successful politician. Since then, research has been going on the subject of persuasion and influencing people. Why? Because influencing people is all about bringing about a significant change in their beliefs, attitudes, intentions, motivation, and behavior. The necessity for all these was tremendously felt during Second World War, and research on persuasion took up real speed. But it was not before 1980s that any result could be got. Two psychologists, Kahneman and Tversky, propounded the unified theory of the mind and thereby gave valuable insights and techniques to influence the mind. Kahneman received the Nobel Prize for this work in 2002. Based on his research, my 42 years of experience and life coaching, I have compiled this workshop, Who Are You Talking To? Through this workshop, you will be able to conquer the world. You will be able to tame the wildest and motivate even the meekest. I am reminded of that great saying, the tongue can paint what the eyes cannot see, and what the ears cannot hear, the heart can feel. Come, friends, join with me in this workshop and get ready to conquer the world.
We sincerely thank all those people who have paid in and have registered for the program. We certainly appreciate and thank you for your great gesture. Not only are you paying for a community of trainers, but you're also paying to enhance your own skills, a leadership called Persuasion. And those of you who are wanting to pay, the link is provided, kindly enroll. We are looking big as much as we want this platform to be world's best trainer platform. World's best speakers are coming over here. We also want to make this Mr. Arun session, 1,000 people attending on a pay what you want. So we solicit your support and we ensure that we make this platform a great platform, truly to its world of world's best. Over to you, Mr. Arun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very interesting time ahead of us this evening. Mr. Arun Subramanian, the Managing Director of TopLeague Training and Business Consulting, has consented to bring a very interesting topic to you all. He is going to provide a presentation for the next 45 minutes. And before we go ahead with that program, I would like to have a short introduction about him. Mr. Arun Subramanian is a success coach and a business strategy expert. He is a multifaceted individual with over 43 years of experience as a business leader. As a member of the senior management team at several leading companies, he has built and managed organizations in the face of significant regulatory and technological and industrial change. These experiences have given him a ringside view of the shifting paradigms in the world of business and strategies that need to be employed to effectively address them. Having built multiple high-performance teams from the ground up, he has an unmatched understanding of leadership and teamwork, and the importance of these two attributes for success in the corporate world. Over the last 30 years, he has conducted over 60 management development workshops featuring professionals from varied industries. He specializes in team management, employee engagement, performance enhancement, change management, innovation in business, strategic decision-making, negotiations, and conflict resolution. Finally, owing to his extensive experience in working with professionals from diverse social, linguistic, and regional backgrounds, he has a deep understanding of people and cultures. He is very fluent in several languages, including Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, and Assamese. I'm very happy in inviting Mr. Arun Subramanian to deliver this special session brought to you on behalf of participants to CMTR. Welcome, Mr. Arun Subramanian.
Good evening, friends. I'm very happy to be amongst you. So let's start the evening. The evening starts at a period somewhere in the beginning of the 19th century, around 1805 or thereabouts. Two people were lost in the deserts of Egypt. And as they were searching for a way out and to find a settlement, far away they see two colossal columns of lead made of stone on a pedestal with what appeared to be a shattered visage lying next to it. They become very happy that at last we will be able to see some way out of this place, and they start approaching it. They go near it and they see something written on the pedestal. It is worn out by time and weather, but still they could discern what is written there. And on it were written the words, "I am Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on me, ye mighty, and aspire." You can understand the disgust these two travelers must have felt. They were looking for a way out. They were looking for something to show them the way out of the problem they were in. And here they are faced with an egomaniacal statement of somebody from far past trying to glorify himself, with disgust written all over their face. they move away from that. What they had thought will show them the way had done absolutely nothing. They go back after some time to that country, having found the way out of the desert. And there in England, they share this experience. They talk about the stupidity of the person who had built such a monument in the middle of nowhere, thinking that he will be able to glorify himself and live on in posterity. And on 11th of January, 1818, in the then popular publication in England, The Examiner, this poem appeared. What does the poem read? The poem is titled Ozymandias. It was written by one of the most famous poets of that time, Percy by Shelley. The poem read, I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in a desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and the sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stand on those lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal those words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my words, ye mighty and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the bone, the lone and level sands stretch far away. In the midst of nowhere lies this symbol of a man trying to immortalize himself and couldn't even show the way to two people. As I was thinking of this, my dear friends, I suddenly remembered someone. And who was that person? This great poet saint, Tirumular from the 6th century BC. And in his creation, the Tirumandiram, he writes, Tannai ariyat tanakkodu kedillai, Tannai ariyamal thane kedugindraan, Tannai ariyavum arivai arindapin, Tannaiye achikka thanirundane. What does it mean? It means in knowing oneself, there is no harm. But when you don't know what your potential is, what your caliber is, what you are made for, you do yourself immense harm. And when one acquires the knowledge and understanding of oneself, he raises himself to a level which even the gods aspire. What in fact he is saying is that only in the human birth is one accorded the luxury of understanding the true nature of creative genius. And that is the reason why even the Devas, the Celestials, desire to be born as humans. I was wondering, on one side, you have an egomaniac called Ramesses, a pharaoh who was glorified during his time between the 12th and 13th and 14th century BC. And on the other, you have a saint who is talking about self-realization. On one side, you have the arrogance of an egomaniac, and the other side, the wisdom of a realized soul. That brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the topic of the day. What is it that all of us are really looking for? What is our search? What is it which will help us fulfill our destiny? What is it that started the whole thing about what man is? Self-actualization. How is it we are going to attain that stage where we find meaning in why we were born? The question, my dear friends, is it just philosophy? And if at all we have to attain self-actualization, where is the beginning? Where should the journey begin? Now, will any one of you kindly mute and tell me where exactly, at which point of time in life should the journey for self-actualization begin? Please.
Knowing self.
Okay. When should it begin?
Start
After we complete our esteem needs.
Huh?
After we satisfy our esteem needs.
Okay, after we satisfy our needs.
Esteem needs.
From adulthood.
Esteem needs.
In the
Okay,
age
so
of
we are,
80.
so we are on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is it now?
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
At the age of 21.
At the age of 21. Yeah, anyone else?
No, when we start introspecting ourselves, it begins.
Okay, so when we start introspecting with ourselves, it begins. Excellent. Anyone else, please?
When actually we have been hurt by so much in our life.
Yes.
Hurt.
I think all of you are right in a way. But now let me tell you what my take on this is. I am now in Bangalore. And how do I spend my day? I spend my day playing with my grandchild who is just 1 year old. And what do? I tell him stories. And as I tell him stories, I realized that I am in some way contributing to his journey for self-actualization. In other words, the journey for self-actualization begins right from the moment a child can start understanding what you tell. Not only that, maybe, it begins even from the moment he is born. Because 11 million bits of information are entering into a child's subconscious from the second he is born. And we all know that cognitive science has proved today that till the age of 6 or 7, somewhere between 6 and 7, till that age, the discretionary consciousness does not exist in a child. It absorbs everything like a sponge. And this is the right time to implant in him and start him off on the journey for self-actualization. And all that begins on the laps of the grandparents, possibly, because parents today are very busy. And how does it begin on the laps of the grandparents? With stories. Let me tell you a story which I told my grandson. It's the story of a small lion cub. One day, a farmer had taken his sheep to herd in the jungle, in the peripheries of the jungle, when suddenly he hears a very peculiar sound. Attracted by that sound, this shepherd, he goes towards the bushes, and there he finds a lion cub, a beautiful lion cub. Everything in birth is so beautiful. But he feels scared because he thinks if a lion cub is there, the lioness must be around. He runs and hides behind a tree and starts looking for the lioness because he doesn't want to come out without knowing where the lioness is, lest he be attacked. He waits for some time, but no lioness appears. After some time, he realizes, that the pathetic sound of the lion cub's crying convinces him that the lioness is nowhere nearby, because by now, otherwise it would have come. He goes near it, he sees it. So attractive, so beautiful, so lovely, so affectionate. The lion cub looks at him with round eyes. He picks it up and brings it along with the sheep to the farm. The lion cub continues growing in the farm along with the sheep, under the tender care of a very matronly sheep who adopts him. But a lion cub cannot behave like a sheep. So other sheep cubs, they start teasing it. That you don't know how to eat grass. You don't know how to bleat. You don't know how to hop. You are looking so different. We are all white. You are brown. And this lion cub starts developing a complex. As days were passing by, and the lion cub was under the matronly care of the sheep, one day a lion happened to come out of the jungle and he sees all the sheep and he thinks, here is an opportunity for me to have an excellent lunch. It starts prowling towards them. Suddenly, in the smell, the sheep realize that there is danger and they start running. And along with the sheep, the cub also starts running. And the lion, seeing them run away, starts chasing them. As the lion is chasing, it suddenly realizes there is a lion cub running along with them. He wonders, what is this? What is a lion cub doing in the midst, alone? He gets enamored. He runs to the lion cub, catches it. The lion cub immediately, falls to the ground and starts begging the lion, "Don't kill me. I'm a poor sheep cub. Don't kill me. I have got the entire life to live. What harm did I do?" The lion says, "Shut up, you idiot. You're not a sheep cub." But the lion cub continues to beg the lion to leave it, claiming that it's a sheep. The lion gets irritated, catches it by the scruff of the neck, carries it to a nearby pond, and shows it. Tells it, "Look, you idiot, you are not a sheep cub. You are a lion cub." The lion cub, for the first time, sees its image in the water and sees the lion standing next to it and realizes that, yes, I look very much like this lion. I don't look like a sheep. Maybe what this lion is telling is right. The lion tells, "Now stop trying to bleat and roar like a lion." The lion cub says, "I don't know how to roar." He says, "Copy me. Try to roar like this." The lion roars and shows. And for the first time in its life, the lion cub roars. With that single roar, the cub announces its arrival to the world. "I have reached." Tell me, my dear friends, what does this fable tell us? Please unmute and tell me. What is the story behind this fable? And how is it going to kickstart a child's journey in self-actualization?
It is more of self-awareness, aware of, Chidambaram here, sir. Self-aware and realize what it is. It can do better. It will maybe take him towards the journey of self-actualization.
Anyone else?
I think the child will realize at some point of time that who that person is. We all need a jolt, somebody to tell us, or some trigger to show us self-realization.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, in the life journey, there should be guru is like Arun sir is required to realize himself.
Anyone else?
Lion cub. Sir, Vishal here.
Yes, Vishal.
Yeah, we need to have a motivation to reach our goals.
Okay. We need to have motivation.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's the wrong belief system. It's a belief system.
Lion cub got to know its inbuilt abilities, hidden qualities.
Okay, let's move on with the fable. So let me also tell you, you all are right. You see, the beauty of life is there are no wrong answers. That is the beauty of life. There are no wrong answers. All of us are right. So now let us see, after hearing all your right answers, what is my right answer? One of the right answers. The lion cub is a deluded individual held back from his original greatness by his limiting beliefs. Having grown up among the sheep, the lion cub started thinking it's a sheep. It's not its fault. The elderly lion is his inner self, which feels restricted by these false limiting beliefs. And it is urging the cub to realize his true potential. It says, "Look, you are not a sheep. You are the prince of the jungle and you are going to grow up to be the lion of the jungle. Come on, exercise your right." Looking into the pond water and seeing the true self is the act of self-reflection. When you look into yourself and you understand the limiting beliefs which are shackled you, you understand the source of these limiting beliefs, you get the motivation to try and become your real self. The roaring is the selection of the correct path, which will lead it ultimately to live like a lion that it is going to grow into. Having said this, we are in a modern world. Fable aside, Is there any way in this modern world we can look at all these things in a modern way? Come, let us see that also. First, awareness. When the lion told the cub, it started it on the path of awareness. And the path of awareness led where? To the pond. In the pond, what did it see? It saw its reflection. And that reflection helped it to realize what it really was. In other words, awareness brought to the fore the limiting beliefs that were holding it back. So many limiting beliefs are holding us back. Millions and millions and millions of limiting beliefs we have built within ourselves. And my dear friends, there are two schools of thoughts where self-awareness and limiting belief is concerned. Some will tell you that you will have to address each one of these limiting beliefs, analyze them for what they are, and unshackle yourself and move on. Believe me, it can become a never-ending process. Your entire lifetime may go away in understanding each and one of these limiting beliefs. The second school of thought talks of transcending all these limiting beliefs and reaching that point where these limiting beliefs cannot touch you. We will see the second one today, because one lifetime is not enough to analyze individual limiting beliefs. If we are to make something of our life today, we need a strategy by which we can rip through all the limiting beliefs in one single shot and transcend them. That's what we are going to see today. The second is reflection. What is reflection all about? Reflection, before that, let us see. We all know the story of this elephant, right? An elephant, when it is young, it is tied to, what do you call it? A holder, and then, it can't come away from that. So it starts developing a belief that it cannot break through. And then, we have seen in the temples, large elephants, they keep standing with just a tiny rope tied to their leg and they can't come out. This is an age-old story. Everyone knows about it. But what we don't realize is that like this, millions of limiting beliefs are tying us down. And one by one, if we have to unshackle it, it will take an eternity. That brings us to the reflection. How do we understand what is causing these limiting beliefs? Because as I told you, the second school of thought says how to transcend all these limiting beliefs, which we are going to see. Having said that, okay, so you understand how to overcome all the past limiting beliefs. But is it not necessary for us to understand what is causing these limiting beliefs so that we don't create more such limiting beliefs in future? That is, how do we reflect so that we can understand the causal factors? What do we do so that all the causal factors which have created these limiting beliefs are not repeated again? Because if we go and do the same things again, we are going to build limiting beliefs and we are going to restrict ourselves. Is there a method by which we can ensure that we don't build any more limiting beliefs? To understand this, let us see the story. There is this very old story, you all must be knowing, is nothing new. Stories are what, we learn about life. There is this man, he has two sons. They are twins. He is a drunkard. Every day he comes home after drinking and beats his wife. And both these children, when they are very young, they see this. One of them feels extremely bad for his mother. He feels, what is this? Why is daddy beating mother? Why is this happening? I'm feeling so sad. I don't like this. I love my daddy. I love my mommy both. And I don't want them fighting like this. I don't want daddy beating mommy. After all, she's doing everything for us. He feels extremely bad. He goes to a corner and sits and cries. The other boy, he sees, what a brave man daddy is. Everyone is scared of him. He's so strong. No one can stand up to him. Mummy who scolds me so much, makes me do things which I don't like. Even she's scared of him. I can't do anything to mummy, but see, daddy is not scared. He whips her. Now, as they grow up, one of them becomes a drunkard and the other, he's a teetotaler. He doesn't touch a drop of alcohol. I don't think it is going to be very hard for you to guess who becomes a drunkard and who doesn't even touch a drop of alcohol. The boy who was going into the corner and crying for his mother vows never to touch a drop of alcohol. And the boy who saw in his father a hero, a brave man, he becomes a drunkard. The same incident causes different reactions in different people, particularly when you are young and not mature enough. When you don't have the discriminatory conscious ability to judge things, what goes in can create your frames and biases, which will build you. It is absolutely essential for you now that you have grown up to be able to handle it. But unfortunate thing is, we are all slaves of our frames and biases. We need an extremely powerful strategy by which to overcome whatever belief systems are ingrained within us. Let's see if we can find out one such strategy which will help us to ensure that no more limiting beliefs are built and that we are no more a slave of these frames and biases which control us. That brings us to the third thing, realization. You have seen by awareness what are the limiting beliefs which are restricting you. By reflecting adequately, you have been able to identify the causal factors. When you understand your limiting beliefs, when you understand what has caused, now it is time for you to realize what it is you have taken birth for. This is a question which plagues everyone. From saint to sinner, this question has been asked repeatedly. What is the purpose of my life? What is the purpose of my life? People go from door to door asking this, when all along the answer is with them. And one simple question can get them the answer, because that answer is what the life path is. That is the life path which when you take, you will fulfill it. The limiting beliefs and the causal factor, understanding the limiting beliefs, understanding what has caused it, will help you avoid it. Understanding what is causing it, which behavior is causing these limiting beliefs, which is holding you back. And the realization of the life path will bring clarity in your life. With clarity in your life and a clear understanding of your life path, keeping your limiting beliefs in front of you, you will develop the will to not go in that wrong direction again. Friends, this is what the saints do. The saints are people who are aware of the limiting beliefs which are there in mankind. They know what causes these limiting beliefs. They know how to identify the life path. Then they realize that every individual on this earth is suffering only because of not understanding these three. That is why self-actualization is so important. And that is what makes all those saints so compassionate. Understanding yourself, understanding why you are the way you are, and understanding what you require to do will make you compassionate. That brings us now to the three major challenges which faces every individual. Can any one of you tell me what are the three challenges?
What is the right thing to do?
Okay. Next.
Ethical dilemma.
Huh?
Ethical dilemma.
Next. Anyone else?
Introspection.
Adapting the change. Adapting the change.
So introspection.
Choosing the right pathway.
Let's see.
Commitment.
Introspection.
Introspection. Yes.
Knowledge,
You're
skill,
right.
and attitude.
Skill and attitude. Huh?
Commitment. Survival.
Not believing in oneself.
Not believing oneself. Excellent. Next.
Adapting the change.
Huh?
Adapting the change is a major challenge.
Adapting it. Okay, major challenge. Now let us see. The three major challenges which are faced, which you are survival. Yes, yes, definitely. And particularly under the COVID pandemic. Now, the three major challenges which you face in your journey. Number one, how to overcome the current limiting beliefs. Because without, see, you are tied. And what is tying you up? It is your limiting beliefs which are tying you up. Unless you are going to cut through those, you are not going anywhere. Like that elephant, you are tied by a thin thread which can't even hold back an ant, but it holds an elephant. All because it is not tied to that stick, but it is tied in its mind. And it can't break the shackles of the mind. In the subconscious, it is tied to something from which it cannot break free. And the subconscious, my dear friend, is 30,000 times more powerful than the conscious. 30,000 times more powerful than the conscious. So your limiting beliefs are such chains is very, very difficult to break them. So how to overcome the current limiting beliefs? What is the next challenge? Can anyone tell me? I'm waiting.
Understanding the causal.
The next challenge is how to ensure that we conduct ourselves in such a way so as not to create any more limiting beliefs. What is the use of breaking all the chains only to buy new chains and tie yourself up? Is there any sense in it? Tell me. Is there any sense in it?
No.
So first is, you need to know how to break your current limiting beliefs. Second is, you need to know how to conduct yourself so that you don't create any more limiting beliefs. Now, what is the third?
How to overcome.
What?
What kind of
Limiting
action?
belief.
See, the first is how to overcome your limiting beliefs. The second is how to conduct yourself so that you don't, create any more limiting beliefs. What is the third?
How to perform to the fullest extent.
How to face others' limiting beliefs.
What is your life path?
How to face others' limiting beliefs. How
Forget
to handle
others.
others' limiting beliefs.
Forget others. Talk about yourself. How to find your life path. Isn't that what you want?
Yes, yes.
Right.
You have broken your limiting beliefs. You have freed yourself from that stick. You have ensured that no one can again tie you back. Now, where do you go? What is your life path? Till today, you are tied by your limiting beliefs, so you can't move. Till today, you are conducting yourself in such a way that more and more chains are coming and tying you up, making your life even more difficult. But today, you are going to find an answer as to how to cut those limiting beliefs, how to behave so that you don't find any more limiting beliefs. Then what? You have become liberated. Now, don't you want to know what your real life path is, what you are living for? Do you want to know it, my dear friends?
Yes.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Don't you think that is a logical sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Huh? Let's see. Let's start with the first. It's time to understand that after the limiting beliefs, going after each one of them one by one is meaningless. You will never be able to complete cutting the shackles if you go after them one by one. What you need to do is cut it from the root once and for all. Absolutely slash it down. Mercilessly, one swing of the saber and all limiting beliefs should come down. Beautiful to hear, isn't it? If I patent this, I think I will become a multi-millionaire. Believe me, I'm an idiot that I'm not patenting it. But I'm going to share it with you and show you how you can do it. And at the end of this program, you will know it is possible, it can be done. But before that, let us see what some of those limiting beliefs are. One, I can't do X because of Y. How many of us have said this? Every day we are telling, I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because I am not good looking, I am not skilled, I am not educated, I am not talented. My God. You will lose yourself. You will be busy searching for words to say why you can't do something. And then you have no one will ever pay me for my services. We put a price on ourselves in such a way that we underrate ourselves. We are scared of telling the world that I'm unique, I'm priceless, I'm invaluable. I will never be able to do that. We put a bar. I will never find anything better than this. Whenever something small comes away, immediately grab it, thinking, who knows, if I miss this chance, maybe I will not get something better. Does this not happen to us, my dear friends?
Yes, yes.
Don't we do that?
We do it.
Are we not guilty of this behavior? I'm asking you one question today. What is at the foundation of all this? What is, have you ever asked yourself all the million limiting beliefs which are tying you up? What is at the foundation of all this?
Self-esteem.
Fear.
Correct, madam. Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being able to achieve what you want. That is the only thing which is holding you back. Now, let us assume, who said fear?
Nitika.
Nitika. Excellent. Nitika, what is your personal truth? There is something called an universal truth. There is something called a personal truth. Who is your personal God?
Who is my personal?
God. G-O-D, God. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
So who is your personal God?
Ganesha.
Ganesha. Excellent. So you're walking on the streets towards your home. Where are you?
On the street, walking.
No, where are you now? Which city?
In Mumbai.
Oh, so you're in lockdown, so you can't be walking on the street. You're going from one room to another, and suddenly Ganesha appears in front of you and says, Nitika, what would you do if I guaranteed you success in everything that you are doing?
Wow. Awesome.
Wow. What a response. That, with that one single wow, what did you do? You cut all the limiting beliefs. That one wow has slashed all the limiting beliefs.
Absolutely. The sky is the limit now. I can just get whatever I want.
Whatever you try, you will succeed. This looks hyperbolic, doesn't it?
It does. It doesn't. I can still get it.
Now, I will. If I were to show you mathematically that this is not hyperbolic, will you adopt it and slash through all your limiting beliefs in life?
Yes.
Are you promising me? I will prove it within the next 1 minute that this is not just a term, it's a mathematical reality.
Okay, ready for that.
Mathematical reality. If I do it, Are you promising me, Nitika, on your word of honor, that you will cut through all your limiting beliefs?
Yes.
Done. Start. We all know that in output is always commensurate to input. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is dependent.
Commensurate, that is proportional. Supposing you put 100% input, you will get 80% output. Output can never be more than input.
Yeah.
It will always be a bit less than input.
Mm-hmm.
But output is always proportional to input. Am I right or wrong?
Y equal to f of x. Yes.
This is perfect mathematical term. Now let us see. Let us work with this mathematical term and see how that statement that if success is guaranteed, what would you do? Now, we have in front of us our limiting beliefs. Correct? What has this limiting belief done? When you say, I cannot do because of Y, you are telling that the outcome is uncertain. And what has made this outcome uncertain? Your limiting belief has made this outcome uncertain. And in the process, you don't understand what input should go in. Your input is not up to the extent which it should be there. So the outcome becomes uncertain. That means this limiting belief is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you have a limiting belief, the outcome becomes uncertain. And this uncertain outcome is proportional to an indeterminate input. That is why constantly we fail to achieve what we want. Now just see what happens when guaranteed success is there. Success has become guaranteed. Limiting beliefs get cancelled because they become inactive. You have deactivated your limiting beliefs. When you start believing that success has become guaranteed, then what happens? You develop a clarity in the input which should go in. Nature says output has to be commensurate to input. Beliefs be damned. In mathematics, there is no belief involved in it. Whether you believe it or not, 1 + 1 is 2. Just because you don't believe it, it does not become 1.5. If 2 is the outcome, 1 has been given to you and somebody asks you, how much should you add to 1 to make it 2? What is the answer?
1.
1.
Why your limiting belief is not changing the answer now? It cannot.
Output is guaranteed.
Output, you know what the output is. The output is guaranteed. Now tell me, do you have the courage to put the input which is necessary? Now don't blame your limiting beliefs. If you now take the first step forward in the right direction, output is guaranteed. Now go ahead, cut through all your limiting beliefs. Understand one thing, that you were never meant to fail. You are meant to succeed or learn from the effort. There is only something called learning. There is nothing called failing. Now let us see how we can stop these limiting beliefs from coming in again. Now you see with this one, Nitika, are you now convinced mathematically that this can be done?
Yeah, it can be done.
So you are not going back to your limiting beliefs anymore. You have given me a word of honor. I will hold you to it.
Yes, I will, but little small steps at it, 1 step at a time.
Go ahead, take small baby steps. That's how we grew up.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
how we grew up. So you are entitled to your baby steps. But remember one thing, a baby falls, gets up, falls, gets up, falls, gets up, and then starts running. Ensure that. Now we come to the next one, beliefs. Millions of them. The causal factor. What is causing all these limiting beliefs to arise? What should I reflect upon in going forward so that I do not create more limiting beliefs? With this one slice of the Sabbath, what if my success is guaranteed? You have cut through the cords, the chains of existing limiting beliefs. Now is the opportunity for you to ensure that no more limiting beliefs are created. So what should you do moving forward so that no more limiting beliefs are created? So what do we ensure that we create? How do we ensure that we create the right type of experience? What is the key to creating the right type of experience, right type of behavior, so that in our life, we do not create any more limiting beliefs? Don't forget that our life is a construct of our experiences, both physical and cognitive. When we say life, it is a construct of experiences, nothing else. It is a stream in which are flowing our experiences, both physical and cognitive. We saw that the lion and the cub, they went and saw the reflection. Only then the cub realized. Everything in your life is a reflection of the choices you have made. Everything in your life is the result of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. Again and again, choosing the same way. You know, Einstein has said, doing the same thing again and again and expecting different result is a sign of insanity. If you do something in a particular way, the result will also be commensurate only to that. If you want a different result, do it differently. Do something different. We do the same things every day and we expect different results. How will that happen? It will not happen. What has Rumi, the saint poet, got to say about it, the Persian poet? He says, the beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. Now combine both these. The beauty that you see in me is a reflection of you. Everything in your life is a reflection of the choices that you have made. Now, if you want to see a different beauty in something, you will have to make a different choice. What are you looking for? All of us are looking for happiness and peace. Choose peace. Choose happiness. Ask yourself before doing anything, will my doing this give me peace? Will my doing this give me happiness? Stop reacting. Start responding. It's a choice you are making. Your actions are your choice that you are making. They are not outside your control. One side you have broken all, you have cut through all the limiting beliefs, and now is the turn for you to ensure that no further limiting beliefs are created. That means you'll have to decide whatever you have been doing, things in the past which have created those limiting beliefs are not done again, so that the same limiting beliefs will not be created. So what do? You ask before doing anything, is it giving me peace? Will it give me peace if I do this? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Let them put a gun to your head. Don't do it. Let them pull the trigger. That is their choice. But you should not give in. You should not be made of such weak stuff that you create further limiting beliefs and chain yourself up again. Again, you might think this is philosophy. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Wrong.
Absolutely. No.
Not a philosophy.
Right. Now turn to prove again, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
because
prove.
it sounds that it is easy to say it, but you know how to implement
Absolutely.
it.
Madam, who was it?
Nitika again.
Again, Nitika. Beautiful Nitika. Let us assume Nitika is 20 years old. It is indecent and ungentlemanly to ask a lady her age. So I will not do that. I will simply assume that you are 20 years old. I think that's a beautiful age to be, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
16 is
cross the
also
teens.
okay.
Just cross the teens. Okay. So now, for 20 years you have been alive. Was it easy or tough?
Tough.
No, very easy. Do you know how many million types of death you could have faced during each second?
No, no idea.
Millions of ways you could have died, but you did not. Something was keeping you alive. So even the tough thing became very easy. 7 billion people on this planet can die billions of ways every second. They don't. They live. If you look at something and say it is tough, it's tough. Think you can, think you can't, madam. Either way, you will be right. You decide. But I will help you decide by proving to you once more that you can say no to what is harmful to you. Because again, living life the way you have been living all along and creating limiting beliefs is an exercise in futility, because then you are not going anywhere. Like billions of people who die every day, billions of people who have died before us, and billions of people who will die after us, not having achieved anything, we will also go away. Is that what we want? Or do we want to leave behind us at least one human being who has benefited from us, at least one person in this entire universe who can think of us with satisfaction, dignity, respect, and affection? Just one.
Yes,
Remember,
indeed.
every one person has a universe behind him. When you touch a person, you touch a universe. Let's see. You know this. What is this?
Mud pot.
Pot. Just imagine. Proving that you can choose peace is as simple as recognizing a pot. And this pot is made of clay. Correct or not?
Yes, correct.
Correct.
This clay has been worked upon by the potter. When the potter works on the clay, what you have is a pot. The clay can be called as the substantial cost, because that is what is converted into a pot. And the expertise of the potter is the complementary cost. When the expertise of the potter works on the clay, the effect is the pot. In other words, the situation and circumstances are the substantial costs. They by themselves cannot do anything. They are just there. Now, how you react is the complementary cost. It is your reaction to a situation which causes the outcome called the effect. Again, you use the same mathematics. On one side, you have got the complementary cause, which acts upon the substantial cause, and they equal the outcome. Decide the outcome. Now tell me. The circumstances and situations themselves are inanimate. The outcome is peace. What should your reaction be?
Conducive.
Whatever it is, if before doing anything, every time you ask the question, if I want peace, how should I act under these circumstances? Sometimes it could be when you see injustice being done, you stand up and say, no, in front of me, I will not allow this. That will give you peace. Sometimes in the house, somebody is wrong. They are forcing their opinion on you, but you love that person. You don't want to hurt. You don't argue. You say it doesn't matter. It's okay if she is wrong. It's okay if he is wrong. He is dear to me. I value him. I will submit. Because you chose peace. You did not choose to enforce your opinion on him or her. When you choose peace, the fight stops. Peace reigns. You have touched a life. And no more limiting beliefs have been created. No more limiting beliefs like nobody loves me. Nobody can get along with me. I cannot get along with anyone. That person is always like this. They will always react like this. All that will be cut. It will not come back again. So before in future doing anything, ask this question. What is my action should be, what my action should be so that the outcome is peace. When you do that, you will not create any more limiting beliefs. It is going to be difficult. Like Nitika said, baby steps. Baby steps, one at a time. Like that great saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step. When the right leg moves forward, the left will follow. That is the law of nature. But the decision to put the right leg forward has to be taken now. If you do that, the left will follow. And the first step in the journey of 1,000 miles would have begun. That brings us to the next. What is the path you want to select? Which is the right path for you? So we have seen how to cut all our limiting beliefs. We have seen how not to create anything more. Now we are free. Nothing to bind us. The journey has begun. And we are at a crossroad. Which path to take? This is the question which has been haunting everyone. Everyone. What is the purpose of my birth? Why did I take birth? What does nature want me to do? Which path should I select? Something attempted, something done, I've earned by night's repose. We begin life and attempt something. Ask yourself, have you done something which has given you restful sleep? Have you created a legacy? You want an answer how to find your life path? Or are you okay with the way your life is today?
Need answer.
Huh? Why is the voice so low? Or you're worried that some bombshell might come which might be very difficult to handle? Tell me, are you interested in knowing what your life path is?
Yes,
Huh?
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I need.
Yes, you want to know? Fine.
Yes, yes.
Let's see. And this question which I'm going to ask you to ask yourself is not going to be very difficult. Which path to choose is the question which is there in front of all of us. The funny part of it is so easy. It's so easy. It's right there in front of us and we don't know how to choose it. That's the sad part of it. Let's see. Assume that you have just 6 months to live. Only 6 months. What will you do to make each day matter? What legacy would you like to leave behind? How would you like at least one person on earth to remember you by? You forget the 7 billion, just one person. A husband, a wife, a child, a friend, an enemy, whoever it may be. How would you like that one person to remember you? What would you like to do so that a legacy is left behind? You came into this world maybe 20 years back, 60 years back, 80 years back. But when you leave, what change have you brought into this world? How have you left it? Better than when you entered. That great saint, Thiruvalluvar, in his Thirukural number 114 says, Takkar Thagavilar என்பது Our ichchatar kanbapadum. That means the worthy and the unworthy may be known by the existence or otherwise by the good legacy they leave behind. The unworthy leave a bad legacy or no legacy. The good leave a good legacy. Imagine, my dear friends, I'm not telling tomorrow. I'm not telling next minute. I'm telling 6 months down the line. Let us assume that's all. God comes and tells you, my dear friend, exactly 6 months from today, I will come and take you because your time is over. I had sent you to do something. Now, what are you going to do? Sit down and think. What is it you would like to do which will give you satisfaction? Which will make you feel at the last second of your life that this was a life that I have lived. You should not go with regret. You should not go back with disappointment. You should not go back with disappointment and dissatisfaction. You should go with a smile on your face when you go and meet your maker and he says, so, kaise tha? You should say, Guru, maja aa gaya. That is when you have lived life. Ask yourself, what is it I would like to do from today for the next 6 months by which I will go back satisfied? Believe me, you would have found your life path. You would have found the passion of your life. You would have fulfilled every moment of your life. The journey will be so enjoyable. That brings us to the real journey. The journey of self-actualization, you must have realized by now, consists of 3 stops. The first, getting rid of the fear, which is the reason for all your limiting beliefs. Understand one thing, God is standing in front of you because you are He. Aham Brahmasmi, you are the creator. And you are guaranteed success. All that you need to do to achieve it is put the right amount of input. Stop blaming output. Put your input, output is guaranteed. Next, choose peace. Reflecting on attainment and alignment with peace and happiness will ensure that you never do anything which will create more limiting beliefs in you. And finally, plan the creation of a legacy. Whatever your age may be at this moment, think you have got only 6 months more. Make those 6 months worthwhile. And my dear friends, you would have started on your journey, and ultimately it will lead to attaining the highest potential. The potential that you are capable of, which is there within you. That is what is called self-actualization. That brings us to the final and the most difficult question. The question is this journey going to be easy? You can all think, after all, this is a presentation.
Yes, it is easy.
Yes, whether easy or not, let us see what the great Saint Tiruvallur has to say about it. Tiruvallur's period is between the 4th century BC to the 5th century BC, based upon various methods of analysis. In his Tirukural number 619, Tiruvallur says, whatever you ponder, let your aim be lofty still. Whatever you are going to plan, let it be so lofty. Let it be at the highest level, because fate anyway is going to hinder you in whatever you do. Fate will hinder you. Believe me, in whatever you do, fate is going to come and put an ungli. But if your will is strong, and if you are determined to achieve it, whatever the obstacles may come in your way, you will achieve it. Friends, give it your best shot. Totally best shot. Even if God does not answer your prayers, doesn't matter. Your efforts will answer it. Your efforts are bigger and more powerful than even God. Put your best effort, put your best foot forward and give it your best shot, because life is worth living. Life is worth living, and worth living on our terms, not on somebody else's terms. My best wishes to you on your journey called life. Thank you for listening to me. Good night.
Right.
If any questions are there, I'm ready to take it, as long as you don't curse me. Go ahead. Shoot.
I have a question.
Please.
Yeah, I want to know about that cognitive something you have said, the cognitive.
In which slide was it?
1 second. Physical and cognitive beliefs like that.
Huh?
Physical effort.
Experiences. All our experiences. Life is nothing but a construct of our physical and cognitive experiences. Cognitive experiences, mind related. Physical experiences, body related. Normally, they both cannot be separated because each is very closely associated with the other. But there are mediations. The mind and the body are so connected that one, influences the other. That is what life is. Life is what you see, what you understand, what you conceive, what you perceive. And what you experience through the 5 senses, your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, your sense of touch, your sense of taste, your sense of smell, all these things are converted into cognitive experiences. And so your life is a construct of only these 2 things, isn't it? Is there anything beyond that?
No.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, one clarification. Chidambaram.
Who is it? Yes, Mr. Chidambaram. Tell me,
before that, just one line about the program. It was a breeze, it was a storm, it was a shower, it was a downpour of knowledge, washing away all our limiting beliefs. How many ever times we listen, we always like you and your presentation. Coming to coming to the clarification, sir. You are comparing beautifully about the pot. You said complementary cause is the talent of the potter. About substantial cause, I could not get a clear.
Substantial cause is the material cause, that which is visible.
Oh, okay.
Substantial comes from that. Substantial is the, but that clay without the expertise of the potter cannot become a pot. It can't by itself become a pot.
Yes.
So a circumstances or a situation, like Buddha said, or Ramana Maharishi, they said, sit quietly and watch what is happening around you. Nothing is happening to you. There is this cult called the Ho'oponopono in Hawaii, which says that everything is data. Everything that you are seeing all around you is a reflection of what's happening within you. Life is like a movie which is being projected on the screen, the firmament of the universe. What's within you, only you will see outside. Similarly, you see the pot is a substantial, the clay is the substantial cause. The cause, what has converted into a pot, the clay has got converted into the pot. But the clay by itself cannot get converted into the pot. The potter has to work on it with his expertise to convert it. That means a situation, for instance, you are going on the streets, Mr. Chidambaram, suddenly you see an accident. That accident is an incident, circumstances, situation. There are so many things which can come in your mind. Your reaction will decide what the effect will be. Supposing you think, oh my God, what has happened? Thank God the car went and hit someone else. I got saved. Now that is also a reaction. Then what is the effect? You feel relieved. You see someone else being hit. You suddenly think, my God, what will that person's family members feel now that he has been hit? You feel sad. That is also an effect. On one side, you feel relief that you have not been hit. Another man might feel sadness that someone else has been hit. So you see the complementary cause, which is the reaction of the individual, has created the effect. That is the point. So supposing you decide that the effect has to be peace and you react accordingly, the whole equation changes. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, boss. Anything else?
Sir, this is Rajendra Sapre. Is this what Karma Yoga all about? Actually, what you have explained in a way, as in Gita?
Sir, I don't think I am such an erudite scholar to be able to answer Karma Yoga.
Okay.
I would not venture into it.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm just asking. But whatever you have actually told us, I mean, it is probably the perfect kind of so far that I have listened on this subject actually as to what to achieve or what is our purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm happy that I've been able to at least touch one heart.
Definitely, sir.
No, sir, it's more than one for sure.
We have
Actually, all.
Yes, sir. More than
Thank you.
everyone you have touched, sir.
Many more.
That is one of the advantages of the corona pandemic, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
we have become closer. The COVID, in fact, has created emotional bonding through social distancing.
Very true, very true.
You tell me, Rajendra Sapre साहब, कहाँ आप हैं, कहाँ मैं हूँ, आज हम दोनों एक साथ बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं. Without corona ये हो सकता था क्या?
No, it was not possible. Purely by accident, actually, I came across to this forum.
But stay with us.
Yes, definitely.
And contribute to it.
Definitely.
Like, come and share your expertise. Participate QCNTI is all about sharing expertise. You see, I have been a voracious reader all along in my life, only because I believe that when you read a book, you live another person's life.
True.
God has possibly given me this life so that I can live 1 million life by reading 1 million books.
Yep.
So come share your experience so that we benefit from you. And let's make this journey enjoyable. In this corona pandemic, the best way of not getting stressed up is to enjoy the bonding which is possible through this platform. Come, friends, let's make this journey enjoyable. Let us help each other. Let us learn from each other. Let us support each other. And tell COVID, thank you, boss. You also had a purpose.
Yes.
And when you say thank you to someone, the person starts running. Sochta hai, "Arey yaar, ye kuch maang na baithe." And that is the best way of driving COVID away, I think.
Yes,
Arun
sir.
sir,
Yes.
Arun sir, this is Seshadri here.
Yes, Mr. Sheshadri. Tell me.
Sir, in fact, thank you so much for the presentation. It was a very much eye-opening, and I could also understand what was going through my life and where all I have to make choices to become better.
Only one choice, Varadarajan Saab.
Yes, sir.
Choose peace.
Yes, sir.
Don't make different choices.
No, sir. That is one of my core values also. I have with me a set of 11 core values, and one of my core values is tranquility. That I choose peace over other things.
Everything else. You see, because that is the only thing everyone in some way or the other is searching. In some, whatever you may call, whatever you may say, ultimately, if there is this in management, we say, ask the 5 why.
Correct.
If you ask the 5 why, the final answer is always peace.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for this wonderful platform of the world's best trainer competition, where trainers like me can come and share knowledge and participate in all the events. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sheshadri sir, you don't know how much we are all enjoying and how much we are benefiting from all of you. I'm telling you, you just cannot imagine the amount of, knowledge which is being shared. I just happened to log in and I was hearing that lady, I don't know the name. She was talking about dyslexia. My second son is a dyslexic. Yes, my second son is a dyslexic. And at that time, we didn't know that he was dyslexic. He didn't know he was dyslexic. But fortunately, we did not have any major disturbance in the family because of his learning disability. We just decided, okay, chalta hai yaar. If he is unable to learn, doesn't matter. But you know what happened? When he was in class 8, I will not name the school. He was studying in one of the best schools in Chennai. They called my wife and told her, you take your son away. We can't spoil our school's record. And he is unable to study. That day, my wife and my son decided that they will do something about it. That is when we realized he was dyslexic. It was quite late. As that lady said, when a student goes at class 9 and says that he's dyslexic, it becomes very difficult. But my wife and my son did not give up. They did everything that was possible. And today, I'm very proud to say he not only learned through that dyslexia, he graduated from Loyola College with a gold medal. Today, he is in a very senior position in Bank of New York Mellon in New York, married to a wonderful lady from our own community, who is working in a very senior position in Goldman Sachs, and they are leading a very happy life. And you see, today when I was listening to her, I became very emotional because I could relate to each and every sentence and word she said. And I was wondering, where were you, madam, during those days? If only we had found such an understanding person for our son, so much of our suffering could have been avoided. And this platform has exposed such great people to all of you. It's a great thing you all are doing. This world's best trainer program should have been named differently. The world's best movement program. Because you all are providing the best moments of our life to everyone. Thank you. I shall be ever obliged to you for you all to gracing this platform. You see, trainers are not good or bad, or better or best.
Nice.
Trainers are impactful. They transform. And when you touch a heart, you touch a universe.
Nice, Arun.
Thank you, friends.
You said something from your own personal life. That is very nice, very touching. In fact, you reminded us that the story of Thomas Alva Edison. Edison was not able to learn like other students. So the letter received from the school was taken by the mother in a different way, and she conveyed something to the boy. You are highly intelligent, and so this school cannot teach you. I think you have done the same manner with your child, and he's a great personality today.
The credit goes totally to my wife. I was busy building my career. I was busy building my career when that happened.
Arun sir, I want to share something.
Yes, Arun,
I myself was a slow learner about 60 years back.
Oh.
So that time nobody knew what is slow learning and what is a remedy. I went through the life. And even same experience what you had, I had with my son when he was in second standard. Somebody told that he should be removed from school and leave him alone up to 24 years. After 24 years, his level will come equal, so he will learn, and so many things advice. I didn't give up. I just put him in a from CBSE level syllabus. I removed him and put him in a state syllabus. We struggled a lot. We coped up with him and encouraged him. And today he became a graduate and he is living his life very, very happily. So whatever you connected, I think that is the biggest thing one should do, actually. And I could relate to your story, sir. Thank you very much for
You see,
sharing.
Narendra ji,
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, this is the biggest proof that positive input can never give negative output. Dyslexia, dyslexia, all these things are words.
Exactly.
If your input
Exactly.
is positive, if you trust your child, if you love your child and give him the best that the situation and circumstances will give, they will always come to the top.
That's what I did, sir.
That's all.
That's what I did.
See, that's what I meant when I said, what will you do if your success is guaranteed?
Yeah.
It never crossed my mind that my child will ever have any problem. I said, chalo yaar, theek hai. This is another term which medical science has found out.
Yes, yes, yes.
You mean to tell me dyslexia was not there 100 years back?
It was there, sir. It was there.
But then nobody knew about it.
But
so
we
no one
coped
bothered
up. We
about it.
coped up with it.
Yes.
That's what I'm telling. No, my slow learning was not identified by anybody. I used to get beatings both at school and home. So I still, in spite of that, I have survived and I have grown. And today, whatever shackles you told, I have broken it. I have broken it. Yes, I have broken it. Now I know where I am heading and where I will land. I know it.
Yes. The 6-month secret.
Good. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Yes.
Okay, friends.
Thank you.
Should we call it a
Thank
day?
you, sir.
And
Thank
let's
you very
meet
much.
all
Thank you, sir.
again tomorrow
Right.
on the platform. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your
Mr.
support.
Arun,
Thanks.
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Arun, you have taken the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody
Thank
could
you.
not present and really presented a great program. Somebody could not do it. You have risen to the occasion as the leader and shown the way. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, boss. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Mr.
night,
Arun.
everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Arun, for
Thank
your
you,
Good night.
sir.
Good night.
Thank you, Arun,
for the
sir.
Mr.
Thank you,
Arun,
Thank you,
sir.
Arun.
for all the
Arun ji,
insights
thank
that he
you.
gave and gave us such a powerful insights to tell us that we have the human potential and we are no more sheep bleating, but we can roar. And it's our birthright, and it's very important to live our birthright. And self-actualization is our birthright. Thank you so much, Mr. Arun, for your energy and for motivating us. Yours is just not words. You not only told us to think big, but you made us to think big. When we created this platform, you didn't say best trainers, you said the world's best trainers. And you didn't say awards, you said the best of things will be given. So that is the standard you have set, and you're got source credibility because it comes from within you. And even you pay what you want to pay, you're looking at 1,000 people, and you're looking at this community being 25,000 people. That's how big you think. So all your words that you're saying is coming from your gut. And I'm sure all these people who have sat down all these times are going to phenomenally benefit from your input. Thank you so much for creating a platform and empowering each one of the trainers. Well, I wish to thank all the speakers,
Thank you.
Prashantam Dureraj for his talk on achieving excellence in customer service with all the acronyms that he gave to convey the point, and Suresh, Rama, Ratnam for serendipity and all the examples that he gave to tell us the importance of that, and Satya Dhanakodi for that insight on seeing from the child's perspective. So thank you all you three speakers who have made this platform very powerful. I'd like to thank Mr. Sheshadri for taking over as the leader of the Monday group. And you can see Mr. Atul Vij is already there at the screen. He is indisposed, right? Yeah, he's there, he's indisposed. And in spite of all that, he's made himself present and he's delegated the work, but yet he's already sitting and watching the entire proceedings. Thank you so much, Sheshadri and Atul, for coordinating. I thank the audience for coming and gracing the platform. Your presence has made it very powerful because we might have the best of speakers, we need people. So we want you to attend all our programs and also bring in as many people so they can also benefit from these insights and deliberation. So here, I wish to thank each one of you and let's have a great time. Tomorrow we'll meet at 6 p.m. to listen to 5 more stalwarts speaking on their expertise. Till such
Thank
time,
you.
good night, Indian Standard Time. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seven.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Hmm.